Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Umineko. Um,
Hi, welcome.
I'm gonna start this off with a proclamation. If I don't see Natsuhi in this episode, I'm going to scream.
She appears. She just,
I mean,
well,
specifically in this recording session.
okay.
I call the recording sessions episodes. It's very
Yeah,
confusing,
okay.
I know, considering that they're also called
Don't
episodes in
worry,
Umineko.
you'll get plenty of her next episode.
I know, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh, you're gonna hate it.
Oh, just
You're gonna
wait.
see her destroyed.
I'm gonna completely be behind her back no matter what. I support women's wrongs.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Okay, I remember where we left off. Hey! That's mine! Give it back! No, I'll eat it! Asmo, pass! Over here, the my One-sama! This is a horrible way to start this. I wonder where they swiped it from. They were fighting over a donut or something, playing around really loudly. Hey! Auntie Summer is reading, so can't you be a little more quiet? Yelling stuff like that makes you the loudest one, Satan. Be silent! You foolish little sister! You're the loud one, Lucifer One-sama! Is there something you'd like to say to me? I was already used to the oldest and the third oldest sister arguing with each other. Even though they're both so quick to anger, it's a bit funny how they're both having to hold back a little. They might be surprisingly like each other. You were told to be noisy, but this is a bit too much. Should I make them lower their volume a little? They can mess around all they want. It's 100 times more pleasant than that shrill laughter in the classroom. Auntie-sama, go to the next page, quickly! You read really slow! You like to read, Memo? You look like you'd be the worst at doing boring things. Memon controls greed. That also includes a thirst for knowledge. Still, she wants to keep that knowledge all for herself, so be warned that she refuses to let people read any book you give her, and sometimes burns them after reading them. I like knowing things that no one else knows. I like being able to do things that no one else can do. So I like studying and practicing, because I want to keep wisdom that no one else knows about all to myself. As Melon said that, her eyes sparkling, she peered down at the page that was open and read through it again. You could see the greed that made her covet that page even more thoroughly than I did. As you can see, my magical power has grown much stronger than it was on the first day I summoned them. By now, I've gone so that I can summon all the 7 Sisters of Purgatory at once, and still calmly read a book like this. This place, although I can't recall exactly where it is a quiet and calm street-side bench. I'd been young back then, so I don't remember the details of its location. Still, I remember that my days walking here were a lot of fun. Together with Dad, Mom, and even Oni-chan. It was a memory of a very rare and very happy day when everybody had been together. The people who walked by every once in a while didn't notice me. They just pleasantly ignored me and passed by as though everything was normal. Even the 7 Sisters' incredible outfits weren't embarrassing or anything. Because it wasn't like anyone was actually watching. Come to think of it, I'm getting pretty used to it. As long as they don't make me wear those. She could rock one of those fits. I was sitting on a stylish bench, memorizing a timeline for world history. In an academy system where everything is based on collective responsibility, there's no tolerance for dunces. It seems that I was considerably below the average grade for the class. According to those extremely intellectual girls, if I alone improved my grade, the average would rise drastically. They had been kind enough to show me with a graph drawn by colorful pens on a P4 sheet of drawing paper.
Okay.
They drew out the bell curve to explain to her. Just thinking of the effort it had taken to draw that was repulsive. But I've already spat out all those complaints. I've already voiced my constant and furious anger and sadness to these girls here. The sisters were sometimes indignant, sometimes sympathetic, and sometimes mourned along with me. I was truly happy to be able to share emotions like that with friends. It's said that they were originally furniture that existed to carry out Beatrice's cruel sacrifice ceremony. According to the occult message bottle I hated, it seems that several of them even attacked my family. But I don't believe that, and it's pointless to question them about it. They are furniture, so they only respond to their master's request. Even if they really did attack my family, I can't hate them. What I really hated was the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Or else that ringleader of the Uchinomiya's suspicion, Aunt Ava. And it's on quickly the next page. Oh, sorry. I'm tired. Mind if I take a break? Andy Sama said break! Let's play! Andy Sama, let's play! When they noticed that I had interrupted my studying, the most energetic youngest sisters gathered around me. And that wasn't all. Hey! Even Maria One-chan and Sakutaro showed themselves. They'd probably been very close by, but they must have hid themselves so that they wouldn't interrupt my studying. Who are you? Angie! How's studying? Sakutaro! How are you? Wait a second! Let me squeeze him too! Don't you always say that the first one to get there wins? Oh god, Sakutaro, run! You're cussing me! Your luck ran out when you showed up while all the 7 sisters were gathered! Give up and let us hug you! Come on! It always turns out this way! I apologize for my stupid older and younger sisters.
Sakutaro's happy to meet everyone too. How's it going, Inja? How's the studying going?
Thanks. Well, not bad. They were nice enough to pass around printouts from a quiz that another class took earlier. Their beautiful sense of solidarity is enough to bring tears to my eyes. All these is probably better to put a timeline into my head. But you sure are good at studying, Angie. You'll be able to get a lot of points. Okay. But you.
Good work. I was terrible at studying, so I'm jealous of you for being able to get a good score when you study hard.
You're joking. When it comes to English, Latin, and knowledge of the occult, you're much more amazing for being able to remember so much.
I can remember anything when studying magic, but I can't remember anything boring. So that didn't help at all for tests.
Well, it's true that occult knowledge would be like that, but your grades must have been pretty good in English, right?
In the first year of elementary school, on a Japanese language test, there is a problem where when I was given a picture of a gun and was told to write its name in 4 squares.
You were?
It got marked wrong because I wrote the English word rifle in katakana.
Rifle. That is what it is. It's horrible speaking in katakana because it just sounds like you're being racist. Like when you read katakana, it's just a Japanese accent put onto an English word. So it always sounds horrible out of context. Why? Doesn't that fit?
It was supposed to be the Japanese word for gun in hiragana.
Teppo.
I was told that's wrong because you don't learn katakana in 1st grade.
Also, I was given wrong information because that's not what I was told gun is.
Maybe you were told what it is because that's the more... I guess that's what's used nowadays, maybe?
Maybe, who knows? Then again...
In the 80s, maybe there was a different word that was common.
Yeah. Also, like the flashcards I use to learn vocabulary aren't always the best. Sometimes I like send it over. I send it over to my friend who speaks Japanese, and she's like, "That's not what that means."
I didn't really get it. So from that day on tests, I wrote everything in hiragana. But I got in trouble with Mama for some reason. Got in trouble with the teachers too.
Why?
So autism. Misunderstanding instructions.
True, but also
on
like
tests and like
maybe I
like-
just had cool teachers in my life. It's so like I'd be like, all right,
because
you
in
did.
school there's like a standard way to do things, and if you don't do
Yeah,
things the
true.
standard way, then you get in trouble. Especially
I-
if you're autistic, then you get extra punished for it.
True. I was very lucky to have mainly really good teachers during school. Didn't stop me from dropping out. Um,
I'm just
um,
autistic and have school trauma.
Yay.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
You were probably born in the wrong country, Onei-chan.
And I'd rather have been born in a country of witches, so I could enter a witch school.
Salem, Massachusetts.
Ugh.
If that happened, you might have had much more wonderful magical friends. Who do you?
Ugh. But it's not like I mind it now.
I'm technically
After
dead.
all, I can use lots of magic, and I've got a lot of magic friends. Sakutaro is all I need.
I'm not the only one. There's also Sakusuke and Sakukichi, the animal band, Shimoda-kun, the seal, Sanai-san, the rabbit, Mr. Pig-kun, and plenty more. I really lost the voice during that line. Incredible.
Okay, it happened.
The number of Onei-chan's friends keep increasing. Every time I ask, the number of names for her friends grows. But there's no doubt that Sakutaro is her best friend. I'm a little jealous of all those close friends.
I was just thinking about the. Do you mind scrolling a couple lines up?
Yep.
A little further, I think. Further back. Oh yeah, the thing about being born in the wrong country, I've been told that too. Or like told similar things, you know, like if I was born into an entirely different culture, I would have been much more accepted for like a variety of different things.
Yeah. But like, I've been told similar stuff to that too, and it's always fucking infuriating.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
Okay, then why aren't you doing better to make it better for me? What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
stop saying it's better for me where I'm not. Like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Do I not deserve respect just because I'm not there?
It's just a like nothing burger thing to say, you know.
I love the return of the term nothing burger. I've been seeing it
Yeah.
everywhere.
I love saying nothing burger.
Such a funny thing, a funny word.
What
But
do you
like,
think?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
but like kind of similar. This kind of off topic. Kind of like you'll understand why my mind's going here. But one time back in high school, before I dropped out, I was like talking to like one of the faculty members. It was because there was like a really fucking worrying social media account that came up and explicitly like had our school and like it had my school like in it, and it was like a lot of worrying shit. So me and my friend, we like brought it to someone. We brought it to like the faculty, and we're like, hey, this is really fucking worrying, and they just weren't taking it seriously at all. So when I was like, what the fuck are you... So I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is insane. I'm not gonna get into specifics because this is YouTube and I may not be monetized, but I don't want to shoot myself in the foot before I even get the chance to be monetized, you know?
Yeah.
But like it was really bad. So that gives you an idea of how bad it was. And like I was like, I very much was like, what? Oh, why are you acting like this is nothing? What are you talking about? Like this is very worrying. And the faculty member was just like, you should be a lawyer when you get older, which is basically what people younger like it's what teachers say to kids at school when they argue too much and they don't care to rebuke them.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. What the fuck are you gonna do about this very clear safety issue? Oh, I wonder what you're doing over there.
Yeah.
It's illegal where Rena is.
What do you think? How are the Seven Sisters? Do you get along with them?
Those sisters really are energetic. They sometimes say shitty stuff, but they aren't bad. I couldn't think of anything fast enough to make the joke. I wanted to get a cute kid like Sakataro, but I think being with them now is more than enough.
If you learn more of my magic of origins, I'm sure you'll be able to give birth to lots of friends you like, Inja. Creation is still a bit too hard for you now.
There's a difference between creation and summoning. Resurrection is also different.
So your greatest wish really is to revive your family?
I'm talking to the ghost of my dead cousin. Of course it is. Yes. I have a vessel for it. This.
That's right. I'm sure that Herrick's sensory will eventually become the key to summoning Battler. The rest is up to your training, Anja.
Although not knowing how long it'll take is enough to make me cry. Angie, when they cry. Uryu, stay strong, even if it's tough. If you don't give up, Angie, it will definitely come true someday. If someone gave me some proof that it'd definitely be granted, at least that wouldn't calm my heart. Uryu! Then I guarantee it! Without a doubt, Angie will surely have her wish granted someday. Thanks. I'm glad to hear it, even if you're just saying it to console me. It's not like that, Uryu.
Stop it, Anja. That kind of emotion will turn into the magic-resisting toxin. The feeling that your dreams will definitely come true is the best seed that buds into magical power. Stop making Sakataro sad, Angie. Hits her with the staff. That's right. Sorry, teacher. You need to be a great big brain here, Angie-sama. Go however far it takes to get the things you desire. You're lacking the willpower to never give up until you get it. Oh god, sorry, hold on, give me a second. I need to go get water. I'm dying. Uryu, that isn't true. Angie's doing her best. Thanks, Sakataro. Mama, crying about it won't help anything. There's nothing I can do except hang in there. I'll try hard. I'll grit my teeth. I'll definitely make my dreams come true. With certainty. Lambda shows up. That's my thing! Uryu, you're awesome, Angie. Do your best. Nemon and I will support you. I love these two lesbians and their gay son. Yes, we'll support you. The greater our master is, the more our worth will increase. More importantly, Angie-sama, we finally got 10 people gathered here. We plan to have everyone play Shiritori or something. What? Shiritori? Whatever. If you lose, there's a punishment game. Oh no. Let me nibble your ears.
Come on, is hunger the only thing inside that head of yours? Please forgive my foolish sister's stupid proposals. Are you sure it isn't about time you returned to your studying? No, no, no! Stick to the status quo. Sorry. I watched Danny Gonzalez made a video about a High School Musical that I just watched right before recording. So now I have High School Musical on the brain. I waited so long for you to finish studying, so I can't stand it if you don't play with us! I don't think it's a bad idea. Perhaps playing every once in a while is good for softening the mind. You govern thought, right, Belfa? What you're saying sounds reasonable, but you're actually being sneaky, aren't you? My apologies. You are diligent, Andrew-sama.
It's okay with Anju. I'd also like to play with everyone. Let's make some noise. It'll definitely be fun.
You! Angie, let's play! Let's all do Shiritori! I don't know what Shiritori is. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I do know what Shiritori is. I just couldn't remember the name of it. It's a game where you have to start the next sentence with the last sound of the previous sentence.
Okay.
And in English, it's like starting with the last letter of the sentence the other person said.
Yeah, that would make sense.
In that case, let's start from Sakutaro's Uryu. In that case, what sound should we start the next word from? You? Or you?
From Uryu in winter. Maybe it really should be Uryu.
And it's rare for a word that ends like that to come up. Then I'm first! I know a word starting with you! Ryuzu! Watch crowd. I wanted to go first! Ryuto! Loot! Would have been wonderful! Zoo? Feels like we keep getting tough ones. Wait a second, what order are we going in? Who's next? Who do you... I don't think it matters who. Whoever thinks of a matching word first.
What's that? Sounds interesting. How about the person who can say the most wins? It's fast talking Shiritori.
Then I'll go! Zucchini! Niku Itami! Garlic stir fry! Mekabu with pasta! All of them delicious! Yeah, I said 3 of them! Bell sticks 3 points! Can you use conjunctions? If you could use with, then anything would work. That last one doesn't count. Minus 1 point! Let's start from me.
Then I'll go. Meringue.
Yeah? Uryu. That's me the drainage system. Umetatechi, reclaimed land. If you're expecting me to do a voice while reading these Japanese words I don't recognize, you're in the wrong spot. I'm not fluent enough in my Japanese to be able to just do a voice in it. Tikashitsu, basement. How do you like them apples? Oh no, some of those are all pretty crummy words. So what? Then why don't you try following up with something refined? Anyway, that's 3 points for me. The next one's Tsu, okay? Tsu.
I've never played such a weird Shiritori before.
Never seen such a weird Shiritori before.
It's fun.
Oh my god, I just now realized that they do the same pose. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Who do you? I don't get it at all, but it's fun. Who do you? Me playing the Nier games. I have no fucking clue what's going on, but...
Oh my nothing.
I've played normal Shiritori before, but I've never experienced a Shiritori this weird. There's only the lively seven sisters, Mario Onechan and Sakutaro, and me. I'm now surrounded by friends that are so fun to be with. Their courage to accept a world of magic, a world of witches. That alone didn't change the fact that I was still locked up in an academy, without a single friend in my class. But despite that, I'm able to have such a fun and lively time. I'll also become a witch, like Maria Onechan. And someday, I'll add my family to this fun circle. Dad, Mom, and Oni-chan. And if possible, George Oni-chan and Jessica Oni-chan. And the other relatives, I guess. I'll call everyone. Everyone here without a single person missing. And we'll all gather together. This is my dream. That's right. So I make that come true, I definitely won't lose heart. I'm sure you'll become a great witch, Andy-sama. As long as you believe in that, we 7 states of purgatory will always serve by your side until that day comes. You'll be there for me? No matter how long? You'll lend me your strength? Of course! After all, I'm your friend, right, Andy-sama? Kiss. Yes, that's right. Let's all stick together and play together. Today and in the future, always. Always. Until the day your dream comes true, Angie-sama! The lively 10-person game of Shiritori, alongside a street cut off from the time, under the constantly bright rays of the sun, could have continued forever. But I had class. Oh shit! Oh no! Wait, seriously? What's going on, Ushirimiya-san? In the end, it doesn't even matter. I wasn't able to get a very good grade on my test. I tried memorizing things in my own way. But if you can manage anything by cramming the night before a test, no one would ever worry about tests. Normally, when you know the problems beforehand, you should be able to pass easily, right? Easily! It's true that we didn't go so far as to write the answers into the blanks for you. We thought you'd study at least that much. What the hell? Come on, are you serious? I can't believe it. Everyone's all wrong, aren't they? Did you really study properly? More or less. This isn't what you call more or less, Ushirimiya-san. It's so horrible that it makes me dizzy, okay? Take over for these people for me, please.
Oh god, please forgive her for getting a miserable grade on such an easy test. And for making the average score for the entire class plummet.
I don't get, like, that sort of grading.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I think it's...
Like, don't, like...
I think it's unfair.
Like, if the kids all got shit wrong, maybe it's the fucking teacher's fault. Like, apparently we're talking a lot about the school system in this episode. But like, I never understood when teachers were like, barely anyone gets an A in this class. It's like, oh, so you're a shit teacher. I see.
Yeah. Why do you want your students to fail?
Like, don't you get a raise if more people pass? I don't know if that raise thing is true, so don't get on my ass in the comments, please.
Oh, I thought I didn't even think to do the laugh because it was in the freaking background music.
No, you're right. I wasn't thinking either. Oh. The same test had been given in another class first. That test paper had been obtained, so the average score for our class had been unusually high. Enough to obscure my slight improvement. However, there were some things I had no excuse for. If I'd spent that entire day studying like that, I might have been able to get a slightly higher score. But I hadn't gone that far. After that, on that day, I spent the whole time having fun playing Shiritori with the seven sisters, Sakutaro and Onei-chan. As expected, the winner had been Maria Onei-chan. She was a strong player thanks to her wide knowledge of trivia. I was wondering for a while now if Angie had done like all this training to be a witch why was she having trouble in 1986 summoning the sisters? I'm assuming this is the answer.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're coming up on the answer now, which is
Yeah, we are.
like she got like because she was spending so much time practicing, her grades started dropping and people started bullying her more. So it just like the magic she started gaining more magic resistance
You'll see.
or something along those lines. Sakataro got in the punishment game. He spent the whole time cheering for everyone else's answers. What a real one! Completely forgetting to think of anything himself. Because of that, he'd been squished by his 7 sisters and had his ears thoroughly nibbled, hadn't he? The dream. Anyway.
Hey, are you listening to shit, Omiya-san?
They were surrounding me, twittering like small birds. They were annoying, smelly. The outside of that circle was Mammon, an exasperated expression on her face. Kick their ass! This is a messed up school just like usual. Should you be more than happy as long as your own grades are good? It's probably because of that collective responsibility thing. Instead of worrying about their own grades, they're more concerned about how embarrassing it is for the class average to be low. Or maybe it's because they really hate the volunteer work they're forced to do as punishment. So in other words, they aren't studying because they want their grades to be good, but because of collective responsibility, and since they hate volunteer work? What assholes! They're jealous and embarrassed. They don't want to be inferior to anyone, and they don't want to be humiliated. That's the only feeling that drives them to study.
Isn't that the only feeling that drives anyone to do anything?
The fear of being
Kind of, a little
humiliated?
bit. Well, like fear in general, you know?
I don't know, I like to live my life in, not because of fear.
Mm.
What noisy people! If they want to study, why can't they just do it themselves? In the end, without collective responsibility and volunteer work, they'd have no desire to study. How foolish it is to study without knowing the meaning of studying. Still, these guys really are annoying and stupid. Don't you dare disturb Angie-sama's precious day for even a minute! Oh, I hate those people! Just get lost! I'm hungry! Die now! Sorry, everyone. I wonder why humans are so shameful. Shameful. It's probably because instead of working hard themselves, it's either to make you work hard and then the higher class average to satisfy their greed. Humans are all greedy, and they'll burden others with their greed to make things easier for themselves. That's a sad way of looking at the world. We'll eventually be reunited with them on the mountain of purgatory. When they get on the 5th stairs, they better watch their step. What's the 5th stairs to the mountain that reaches to heaven, Mount Purgatory? Since she's saying this, you can probably be sure that after those girls die, their journey to heaven won't be an easy one. No, on the contrary, let them just fall into hell. The class committee went to the student council and applied to use the classroom during lunch and after school. The purpose of use was for a class study group. A wonderful little gathering so they could all surround me and make me study. I'm so grateful I could cry. Which meant that every day, all of my lunch and 3 hours of my afternoon would be stolen. Oh, okay. The Academy and Student Council, with its theme of student self-governance, was an activity that the students were taking up of their own initiative. In other words, I was no longer escape after school by leaving the classroom. After school, the first class study group meeting started right away. Would they open a textbook, then kindly and carefully explain so that even I could understand it? Of course it didn't turn out like such a naive illusion. After school, in the classroom, dozens of my classmates crowded around my desk. First, before we started studying, why were my grades so bad? What was the reason? It was decided that we couldn't start until I could clearly answer those questions, become aware of the problem, and show regret for my actions. Of course there's no way for me to respond when asked a question like that. They've loathed me all this time. And they've rejected me and kept me at a distance, preventing me from joining in on their community. so I've avoided their community myself. There shouldn't have been any conflict for either of us that way. So even in this group that was enthusiastic about raising the class average, they obviously kept me at a distance. Even if I tried to join in, they would probably ignore me like they always did in the past.
If you just asked, we would have taught you whatever you wanted. Right? Right.
The entire class says in response, who's leading this charge? They were getting themselves all worked up. Already had enough of the hypocrisy of their tacked-on excuses.
Yoshinomiya-san, your problem is that you're lacking a cooperative personality. You mustn't be satisfied as long as everything is good for you alone.
I would be in jail for assault. If I was Angie, I would be grabbing one of these chairs and beating their ass. Like, I'm not locked in the classroom with them. They're locked in here with me.
Those who gather in St. Lucia's place of learning shall have a cooperative heart. It's written right there in the student handbook, right? I think having a cooperative heart is what gives birth to the desire to study together and contribute to the entire class. I believe that itself is the thing you lack before you even start studying, Shidomiya-san. But what do you say? Hey, have you even been listening to us? You know, it's all the trouble of staying after school to say this for your sake, right?
I'm so grateful I could cry. Of course, they didn't like that. This way, it almost makes it look like we're bullying you, they reprimanded me. Oh, really? Fortunately, I'm normally all cried out anyway. If I'm told not to cry, I can hold it back. First, I was made to write a letter of remorse and read it out loud. This school fucking sucks! Of course, this was to be done by today. The class committee politely applied to the student council and the staff room for an extension on the use of this classroom. It seems it was accepted right away. Jesus Christ. Which means that starting now, I'll be forced into self-criticism for at least 5 hours here. At least a full 5 hours here. Ushiromiya and Angie got a low score on her test and caused trouble for her classmates.
That's not it, right? You getting low grades and causing us trouble isn't the root of the problem, is it? It's a cooperative attitude, right? A cooperative attitude. Come on. Why do we even have to direct Ushiromiya-san on how to write a letter of regret?
You know what this school needs? You know what I think could make this school a much healthier environment?
What?
I think they could use a glee club. An Umineko glee crossover would be so fucking funny.
Actually, the Higurashi girls go to this school in some of the Higurashi girls go to this school in the new anime.
Oh my god. And they see Angie there. They're one of the girls bullying Angie. Oh fuck, that'd be hilarious. It'd be sad, but it'd be hilarious. Their abusive jeers flew about one after another. I followed their directions and erased it. Ushiromi and Angie didn't have a cooperative attitude and caused trouble for her classmates.
Hey, wait a sec. It's pointless if you just write whatever we say, right? Do you really know what regret means? It's pointless if you don't write it in your own words. Pointless. I always thought you were a bit strange, Shiromiya-san, but you really are weird.
Even following their directions didn't change the jeers much. I almost felt like they were mocking me even more. So for several more hours, without rest, without even being allowed to go to the bathroom, much less dinner, I was continuously abused. I was coerced into writing a paragraph that humiliated myself. about 9 that night, I was told to stand up and read it aloud. The contents were smeared black with tears and erasure marks. It certainly was my handwriting, but it was all like a list of soulless letters, whose contents I couldn't even remember. Everything had been copied down according to their orders. So while I had been the one to write the letters, they weren't my words. I'd been coerced into writing them down, and even coerced into reading them aloud. Even after all this time, I was surprised to learn that, beyond just ignoring people and hiding their things, there are other ways to bully people.
Hey, read aloud quickly. Look how many people are staying this late just for you, Shinomiya-san. Why not thank us a little?
Every teacher in this school needs to be fucking fired.
Everyone in charge of the school needs to be fired.
Like, oh my...
Who's letting the students govern themselves?
They're letting the students govern themselves, and not even like in a healthy, like, preparing them for after school way. In a, this is just mob rule.
Yeah.
They read Lord of the Flies and thought, we're gonna do that for a school.
Isn't the fact that she doesn't feel gratitude a sign that she doesn't have a scrap of a cooperative attitude? It's okay, Shinomiya-san. We'll always be with you from now on. Why not study with us and remake yourself? Okay?
As I stood by
You
my
played it
seat.
twice.
Yeah, I did. Surrounded by them, I dropped my gaze towards the blackened page. And then, I spoke those humiliating words. But right away, jeers flew at me, saying that they couldn't hear and to speak up. Can't read it. I had no idea that being forced to read a paragraph humiliating me would be so painful. My throat shook. My fingertips shook. The paragraph of humiliation written in my own handwriting made my eyes burn with a hot liquid. So my world blurred and twisted. I saw the girls surrounding me twist and bend. I saw them twist and bend into the oppression I had of them. In other words, that was my true field of vision. Beyond that twisted crowd of people, I could see my friends. Compassion could be seen in all of their eyes.
Inju, stay strong.
With you. Mariona-chan and Sakataro were looking at me with sad eyes. Probably because they realized that even cheap words of compassion would hurt me. They kept alternating between trying to say something and hanging their heads. What the hell's wrong with these people? They're just the worst! It pisses me off. What's so fun about gathering around Angie-sama and torturing her? I don't know, what's so fun about gathering around Battler and torturing him? It's a resentment they can't voice despite their jealousy. They don't care who it hurts as long as they can lick and let it out. What horrible people. Angie-sama, in this kind of situation, it's okay to go mad with rage for your own honor's sake. Anger is an appropriate emotion and an appropriate reaction. So real, Satan. If you don't get mad now, when will you get mad? Stop it. Don't start Angie-sama up with cheap anger. If Angie-sama could do that, she would have done it already. You should only get angry if doing so will improve the situation. However, from an objective standpoint, doing that now would probably only aggravate the situation further. I don't care at this point. It may be humiliating, but the wisest thing to do is to withstand it. You really are a sloth, Belpa. Quit fooling around. I can't stand this. I can't forgive them. Everyone, calm down. It'll become a burden for Angie. Burden? What are you talking about? Is this a time or place to be calm? We furniture are not so cruel as to cruelly watch when our master is humiliated. Angie-sama, you have no obligation to read such a humiliating letter. If you can't let out a cry of rage, then at least throw it onto the floor. You don't need to trash talk them. You don't need to yell so loud that they bend over backwards. Just throw the notebook on the floor with all your might. By doing just that, you'll be able to show your strong will. Don't start running on by yourself, Mom. I told you, right? If Angie-sama could do it, she would have done so long ago. Nothing will be resolved by the eruption of momentary emotions. To see that doing that will only make their treatment of Angie-sama even more severe? I was just having Angie-sama when she didn't do anything wrong. I'm letting her eat dinner and making her say so like after school. I hate it! And it's not just for tonight, but tomorrow and the day after too. That's enough! You can't simply sit there bearing this humiliation.
Hey, are you really listening to us?
Someone tugged at my hair. I was torn back into my tragic reality. I was no longer even permitted to listen to the Seven Sisters speaking on my behalf in my heart. My hair was lifted upwards. One of my hair ornaments came off and I could hear the sound of it rolling on the ground. Sorry, I hiccuped. I know that sounded weird. No one picked it up. To the contrary, they casually avoided it as though something filthy was rolling towards them. I tried to follow it with my eyes, but my hair was tugged upwards again.
Why do you never listen to us, even though we're talking about something so serious? In one ear and out the other, is it? Does anything get into that thick skull of yours? Get a grip, okay?
What was I reading or watching recently?
13 Reasons Why.
I wasn't reading or watching 13 Reasons Why. I was watching a video essay about why 13 Reasons Why is garbage. There's a difference.
Right.
Okay.
Right, but was it this? Was it that?
No, it's not.
Oh, damn it.
What? It was a manga. I can't remember what it was about. It was a lesbian manga, because of course it was. And in it, there's this girl who was bullied in high school, and like she left, fully changed her name, and actually she ended up becoming a YouTuber. Or like a live streamer. I think this was like a Chinese manga. I think Chinese manga are specifically called like manhwa or something like that. I'm not sure. Manhwa? I don't know. I'm gonna keep calling it manga though, because I know that word. And her girl at the time betrayed her. And like also fell off the face of the earth, changed her name. And
Betrayed her how?
so everyone was accusing this girl of stealing someone's watch. And then like
What?
because like her watch disappeared and she was already being bullied. So the popular girls just started blaming this girl they were bullying.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
So this watch is gone, and then the janitor found the watch and gave it to the girl being bullied. And like she knows that she was, and like she gave it back saying like, hey, the janitor found this. But of course the girls bullying her didn't believe her or didn't care. So they gave her shit, and then like her friend just said it. Just say you stole it. Just say you stole it. And, like, you know, even her friend wasn't backing her up, who was also being bullied. Like, so even the teacher was like, just apologized for stealing it. Like, no one believed her. So like the entire school and her like hometown thinks of her as a thief. And then years pass, like she's actually gaining traction as a YouTuber, and her friend is also a YouTuber, but like she got plastic surgery, so the girl doesn't recognize her. And the girl tricks her into starring in a short film about that incident. It was really fucked up, but what they ended up doing was they started a high school reunion. They got like a high school reunion organized, and then during that, they played that short film and made it seem like they were live streaming it, humiliating these girls who showed no remorse for bullying her. they weren't actually live streaming it, but they definitely like they weren't actually live streaming it. They just pretended to be, and like it really like just showed them like it made all these like bullies like fear that they were gonna be like they're fired from their jobs and shit, and it was a really cathartic moment because obviously I was bullied in high school. It wasn't severe, thank God. Like it wasn't too over the top severe. But anyone who's even been picked on in high school or just in school in general or picked on in general, they know how cathartic those moments of revenge could be. Like you see it in movies, you see it in TV shows, you see it in books and manga and comics, and you just realize how cathartic it is. And that's why that's what this is reminding me of. But specifically, it's because I know we're not gonna get that catharsis. And I'm gonna be honest, this is bringing back some memories that I don't like thinking about. Sorry to bring down the mood of this episode, more than it's already being brought down by the events of this episode. But I just want to say, in case anyone's watching this, who is getting bullied, getting picked on or whatever, you're not alone. And I know how shitty and not believable that statement is. Trust me, I know how much it is. I was told you're not alone constantly. And I never felt true. But it gets to the point where you realize you are, in fact, not alone. And that, yes, this fucking sucks, but this too will pass. And it's gonna be okay, and you're gonna live a much happier life. And these assholes are, honestly, most likely not gonna change. So there's no point in letting them affect you long term. They're going to. You're gonna realize that, whether you like it or not, that what they say and what they do is going to affect you for a long time. But it does get better. You're not alone. And it's gonna be okay. I don't know if anything I said makes sense. Because I'm gonna be honest, my brain's kind of loopy right now. This is bringing back memories, and it's really throwing me off my rhythm. I know you love people there who you value. You don't think it's. Anyway, back to the murder mystery visual novel.
Are you really conscious of the trouble you're causing us? You aren't going to start saying that you just wrote it grudgingly because we told you to, right? Until you really show regret of your own will, this seriously isn't going to end okay. It's not just for today. It'll seriously keep on going tomorrow and the day after, you see? Don't you play us for fools, okay?
Angie, you just gotta get carried with it.
I mean, why are you still alive? Is it normal to go on living like this? If it were me, I'd just die.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You can't live like this, can you? Because you being alive just means getting in other people's way all the time, right? If it were me, I definitely couldn't live on. See, I don't know if it's... maybe it's just me, but the only time I'd ever consider telling someone something like this is if they were, like, really, really awful.
Yeah. Like, can't say it on YouTube levels of awful.
Yeah, I'd die too. If doing that's better for the world, then I'd die right away. Right?
Jesus fucking Christ. Then die. fuck yeah. Anti-sama. Kill all of them now! Lucifer, can you hear me? You seven sisters of... You seven sisters of Purgatory are incredible furniture that can massacre mere humans in a flash, right? You're always boasting about it to me. Then do it! Massacre them right now. Right here, right now. Or, well... For some reason, Lucifer hesitated. Why? What's wrong? There's certain kill furniture that can fly around faster than the eye can see and instantly pierce the hearts of a witch's enemies, right? And I'm giving you an order as your master. Carry it out right away. Kill! Kill them all! Angie-sama, please calm down. Nah, get Carrie with it. They had immediately followed my brutal order, making heaps of corpses with me at the center. I was ready to reflect on my own reckless actions of stealing human life so readily. Ready to regret and repent, just as they wanted me to. Nah. Look, Carrie was in the right and Angie would have been in the right. I was prepared to do that. And yet, Lucifer just let an unsure expression rise to her face and didn't move to carry out my order. I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. Vaguely. It's not right. I've known from the beginning. I've known that magic was all empty this whole time, haven't I? Seven Sisters of Purgatory? Yeah, right. Stupid, so pointless. I've known it the whole time. Angie-sama. I glared into the worthless Lucifer's eyes, and pain seemed to accompany that gaze. As though she was being assaulted with a violent headache, Lucifer grasped her head with both arms. But it looked like she couldn't tear her eyes off my gaze, so she was assaulted with a pain that grew more and more violent. Useless. I hate you. Disappear. You're nothing but a delusion inside my head. Hopelessness and disappointment. Resignation and a dream's end. A cracking sound like you'd hear from a frozen lake surface during a fierce winter rang out just once. At the same time, Lucifer's form, which was being tormented by violent pain, stiffened in place and grew cloudy. It was almost as though a beautifully polished glass window had been heartlessly smashed and turned white from the countless fissures. And that was an accurate analogy. At some point, Lucifer's form had turned into a glass ornament of the same shape. Countless fissures ran through it from the inside, and as the head and arms collapsed, it crumbled to the floor. Lucine! Who's the second sister? Leviathan? Carry out my order. Massacre them right now. No, Anti-sama, please tell your heart and listen. I'm not looking for excuses or backtalk or an answer. I want nothing more than a swift confirmation of my order to eradicate the girls who are humiliating me. If you're going to say anything else, there's no need for me to listen until the end. After Leviathan also turned white due to countless cracks throughout her whole body, she fell over backwards, splitting into separate parts along her neck, hips, and arms. If she even smashed to bits and lost her original form, probably wouldn't seem so brutal. So seeing the two of them halfway left over made the remaining younger sisters shake even harder. Why did you listen to my orders? Why? Why? My apologies. Here, under the current conditions, the antimatter power is extremely strong and... What's that? can't do it because humans are here. That's your logic. Isn't killing humans what you do? If you can't do that, then what use are you as furniture? Please spare me, Angie-sama. She clutched her head with both arms. Satan also turned white and fell down face first. Apparently the neck is the most slender part after all. Her head slid off and rolled over to Belphegor's feet. You can't do it because they're too many humans. Then later on, I'll call them into the shadows one by one, and you can make a bloodbath of all of them, right? Oh, with your current magical power, it may be easy for you to converse with us. However, you still lack the training to materialize us in front of all the humans here. I deeply understand your anger, but even if you could use us to attack, murder everyone here, that would only make your situation worse. I know it's humiliating, but please control your anger for the time being. Will I get the same answer from the next three? Are you gonna tell me you can't do it because the anti-magic power is too great? Are you gonna tell me you can't do it because my magical power is too weak? I won't ask you to kill all of them. Just one person's fine, so try and kill them. Right here, right now. As Asmodeus and Beelzebub held each other, they crouched down, cringing in fear under my glare. If I'd been able to obey my order, I probably would have carried it out immediately. And yet here they were, crouching down. Empty, sad, and pathetic. That's right, I've known. These girls can't even touch reality with one of their fingers. No, no! I'm scared, Bells! And someone spare us! I don't want to die! Die, useless furniture! Why are you guys even alive? Why are you alive when your lives are worthless? It doesn't matter if you die, right? I'm telling you to die! Do you think any idiot would leave furniture that said no use ain't lying around? Please stop, Angie-sama! That's it, Emma. You're gonna be the only one to fulfill my order. That's right. You're my best friend. You alone will do it for me. As you are now, Angie-sama, even if you use us, you aren't capable of committing murder. It's Furniture's duty to help with things their master can do. Things that even the master can't do, we can't do. Do you hate them, Angie-sama? You do hate them, right? I totally understand why you want to kill them. Okay, in that case, go ahead and kill them, Angie-sama. If you stain your own hands with blood, then we, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory, will go along with you however far you go. I'm asking you all because I can't do it myself, aren't I? Isn't being able to do things I can't do things that make you furniture? Yes, we are furniture. Please, go ahead and use us to kill. You'll be the one killing Angie-sama. If you're saying that you want to kill, then go ahead, be my guest. No need to hesitate, go and carry it out right now. And once you prepare yourself mentally, once you're prepared to dirty your own hands, then we'll help you. But you haven't done that, Angie-sama. Don't speak, furniture. You delusion! Yet already, you don't have to tell me. You people can't do anything. You're nothing more than my illusions, daydreams. I haven't had a single friend from the very beginning. You're just a phantom, a pretend friend I created in my heart in my isolation, right? I've known from the very beginning. Yeah, that's right. You're an illusion inside your head, Angie-sama, but so what? That's true. We're just imaginary friends created to soothe lonely Angie-sama's heart because she doesn't have a single friend, but so what? If you want to look at reality, just look at it. You can stop looking at us and return to being surrounded and bathed with jeering over there. Come on, go back. Welcome home to reality. This colony is only when it's convenient for you and pretend you have friends. Then spur us on even though you don't have to dirty your own hands. Then deny or erase us once you realize that it's hopeless.
Yes, please enjoy it. I'll leave with a string of angers just like you want, Angie-sama. Just cut me the jeering that you're being showered with right now. Do the same to us to get it off your chest. That's also Furniture's duty. Getting slammed against the floor when someone's pissed off is the chair's important duty. If that alone can absorb the master's bad mood, even for an instant, there can be no greater honor for Furniture. Kill me, deny your first and final friend.
At the end, Mammon had a mocking expression on her face. But for some reason, it looked splashed with tears. Mammon, Beelzebub, and Asmodeus were smashed and fell to the floor.
Come over here, Sakutaro. Enja's a little agitated right now, so you mustn't get close.
What about everyone else? Are all the 7 sisters alive? Did they die?
It's okay. It looks gruesome, but those are the remains of their vessels after being deported from the human world. Shells that have been shed. So it's alright. They are probably deeply hurt, but they're okay. Everyone's alive. I'm sure I'll be able to meet them again someday.
Did you? Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Inja has violated the contract of Mariage Socia. To do such a horrible thing, even the witches of the Alliance must respect and accept one another. Even though they were all important friends to you, Inja.
No witches Alliance. Anything to do with this. My friends, give me a break. Killed them. Erased them. I smashed the 7 sisters. Would you? That's so cruel. So cruel. Just give it a rest with this playing witches thing. I'm begging you. Amiya, One-chan, and Sakutaro, I want you to disappear by yourselves. Even in my imagination, I don't want to kill and erase you. We aren't your imagination. We're your friends, Angie. Who do you... Sakutaro said that as he hid behind Maria One-chan, sobbing. Sakutaro doesn't exist. Sakutaro is also an imaginary creature One-chan created to distract herself from her loneliness. It hurts! It hurts, Maria! Why? You...
Stop it. Denying my friend is the one thing I will not permit.
The same power that had smashed the 7 sisters was probably eating into Sakutaro as well. But Maria One-chan was apparently protecting him with some other power. So Sakutaro's form didn't break and scatter. One-chan glared at me sharply. It was a serious expression that I've never seen before.
Sakutaro is my furniture. You cannot erase him, Enji. However, trying to deny someone is the greatest form of scorn for a witch.
Sakutaro didn't exist from the very beginning. He's just a lion stuffed animal. A phantom you personified with the delusions inside your own mind.
That's not true. Sakutaro was my friend. He was a stuffed animal once, but now he isn't.
No, he's a stuffed animal. A stuffed animal made of cloth and cotton. He can't move or talk by himself. You're just talking for him like a ventriloquist, right? You call that magic? You call that a witch? You call that a friend? I can't accept that. You... Am I... not me? Am I... just a stuffed animal that can't really talk and not Maria's friend? You...
So struck with a high fever, Sakutaro weakened bit by bit. As he clung to One-chan's body, he did all he could to continue standing, but his body began to gradually slip down. As he did, One-chan held him, yelling at me as tears streamed down her face.
Stop it! Don't burn Sakutado with the magic-resisting toxin. Don't bully him. Don't insult him. Don't deny him.
Nathan, you're so weird. There's no Sakataro. Stuffed animals are stuffed animals. I learned from Mama that they're made of cotton. Oh wait, is this young? Okay, so this is young Angie. I learned from
Yeah,
Mama
this.
I learned from Mama that they're made of frozen cotton. There's no way they can walk or talk. Giggle. I don't know. I can't do a little girl voice.
It's really hard to keep up the high tone.
Sakutado, you aren't a stuffed animal. You aren't a stuffed animal. You're my friend.
He giggle, more giggling. Instead of playing with stuffed animals, it's better to play with everyone. I'm bored with stuffed animals already.
I hate you, Angie. Why say something like that? Hey. I hate you. You're not my friend. I won't let you be one of us witches anymore. Upon my name, the apprentice witch of origins, Maria. I hereby expel the apprentice witch Angie from Maria Social Alliance of Witches.
And then, what had been peaceful days to me became a daydream and ended. By now, it's impossible to prove. No one can verify whether that really was magic or whether those really were my friends. Or else nothing more than a daydream. I, the sole observer, concluded they were a daydream. So that became the truth. Perhaps, in the farther future, I'll observe it again. When that happens, maybe I'll acknowledge that it wasn't a dream. That the Seven Sisters really were my friends, and that along with Maria One-chan and Sakutaro, they did everything they could for me in my isolation. Something so vague is neither truth nor an illusion. Maybe the reality here and now is that it's the only world with the real me. Where is the real me? The person standing amidst the girl's exposed wreckage that resembled broken glass sculptures. That girl who's breathing harshly, her shoulders heaving, isn't me. I'm over there. The me that's surrounded by a crowd and being showered by jeers, and who's hanging her head, her eyes red, isn't the me over there. The real me? I won't dream anymore, because there's nowhere left to run. I'm going back. I'll return myself to the cage made of flesh.
Hey, are you listening to us? It's not like anything will be resolved if you stand there. If you just stand there hanging your head, right?
I hear you.
You finally answered. You aren't thinking this will end if you stay silent, and that we'll forgive you if you cry, right? We're asking if you're aware. We're asking if you're aware of the trouble you're causing those around you.
I slowly nodded. I acknowledged it. I acknowledged that I slipped into the world of my daydream, trying to remain separate from the others in my class. To separate myself from and disgrace those sisters who spoke to me with reliable and kind words. Despite being totally unable to help when I really wanted them to. I acknowledged that. Ushiromiya and Angie do not have a cooperative attitude and cause trouble for my classmates. There's nothing to blame for that except my excessive inferiority complex towards all my classmates because of my inability to study. And it's a shame that I'm alive. Starting there, I was no longer reading the paragraph they made me write. It was me improvising. And it was what was in my heart. They noticed that it wasn't what they anticipated. But while they did frown, no one spoke. So I continued. That's right. It's a shame that I lived. I should have had them take me with them on that day in 1986. And yet I was the only one who wasn't taken. Why am I here? This isn't the world I'm supposed to be in. No one will save me. I felt as though the only fictional friends I created inside myself could save me. Those friends were nothing more than a delusion, and they didn't save me at all. After all, this isn't a world of imagination, but a world of reality. So in short, up until today, I've been having the same daydream. I hated my real classmates and only lived by interacting with the friends of my mind. Because now I split up with those friends. So I'm here. I have no family. I've thrown my friends away too. There's no longer anything left for me. Why haven't I died? Someone asked that a short while ago. I think they're right. Why am I alive? I should have died in the year 1986. Now I must really have died. And yet, my dead soul is still locked up inside this cage of flesh. So I'll ask someone. If no one answers, I'll do it myself. Please, let me die. I spoke that sentence, looked around. Dumbfounded girls. Fuck you. Shocked girls. Girls with faces seem to be saying, what the heck is this kid talking about? Oh, I don't know, people who've made her life hell. And, a bit late, more girls with faces that said, is this girl alright? This fucking Jesus Christ. Whisper. Chatter. And then, they go, oh, you're fucking kidding. When I ordered the friends in my daydream to kill, they couldn't do it. And so, I asked real humans to kill me. But of course, these girls can't do it either. In other words, both daydreams and reality are the same. Doesn't this mean that, including this world, absolutely everything is a daydream? Then there's no problem, right? After all, on that day when I lost my family, I was already dead. Everything that happened afterwards was going on in my head, my life flashing before my eyes after I failed to die. Once I understood that, I felt like the scenery surrounding me began to twist and bend slightly. Yeah. I'll finally wake up. Be released from this daydream world. I feel my consciousness sliding away. It's alright. Fade farther and farther away, and take me to my family. Then no matter what happens in this twisted, stale world, I won't mind it at all. I saw the crowd get pushed aside as a teacher stepped in. Now you did! Perhaps a teacher doing the rounds oh my god, these teachers, Jesus, doing the rounds happened to notice a strange disturbance. The teacher was vigorously shouting something, moving to protect me. Watching that, I knew that an ally had appeared for me, even if there was only one. And I felt my awareness return very slightly. The only ones who can save me in the world of reality are real humans. Never again. Never again will I seek rescue from daydreams. This is the world of humans. Nothing can save a human except other humans.
I see. If that's what you think, then that's your world, Angie.
Can Angie find happiness this way?
Angie believes that's the only way to find happiness, then it is the only way. If she can't accept the blue bird in the cage for what it is, then she must go and search forever.
Oh, that's referencing that anime they referenced a long time ago. Tittle and Tittle or something like that, I think.
Are you breaking up relations with Angie?
No, nothing like that. I only did that because that's what Angie wanted. We witches are sometimes persecuted. However, we always remain by everyone's sides. And our aid can always be asked for.
Will the day come when Angie will play with us once again?
Maybe. Or she might forget and it'll never come. In the human world, we call that growing up and saying goodbye to your childhood self. Still.
If Angie just remembers, we'll always be by her side. And until then, we'll be waiting. Well, that was a roller coaster of emotions, mainly sad
Yeah.
ones. That's where we're gonna end it. I know I said this already, but if there's anyone watching this who is having a rough time, know that it's gonna be okay, because it always is. Every single time I ever thought that it's never gonna get better, I was always wrong. It always does get better. So reach out to your loved ones. Reach out to those who care about you, because there are people who care about you, even if you don't think they do. And to do a massive left turn, I hope you'll join us next time for another episode of Umineko. Bye for now.